Right, Zents Kunle is a renowned author of several books, The Vulture and Vulnerable, The Political History of Nigeria since 1945, among others. So you're welcome on this program.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, what, in concrete terms, briefly, just tell me what you think about yesterday's judgment by the court.
Let me first of all say thank you for inviting me to this program. I will see it as a complete freedom to the Nigerians, particularly those at the grassroots level. I'm trying to get to where my face could be shown properly. I don't know if you can see me now. Now, most of the activities of the federal government, most of the time we blame the federal government for most of the things that are not reflecting at the local government level with the grassroots people. The judgment yesterday cleared the road for the federal government not to have any excuse of getting to the people, because the state government seems to be standing like a roadblock towards getting the democracy, the effect of it, to the grassroots people and the villages. I remember I'm from Ogun State, and I was part of how the Local Government Service Commission was created in those days. At least each local government in Ogun State, they had tractors and bulldozers. But today, none of them is having anything, because all the fund that could be used to develop all these areas has been taken over by the state government. So the Supreme Court judgment, which was initiated by the current administration, by President Tinubu through his Attorney General, is a liberation for our people, so that we don't. But the only problem that we may have, and like I have suggested in some of my writings, is that we don't allow political parties to participate in the election in the local government level. If they can run it as independent, everybody comes, you do your job, and if any party thinks you are good enough, they can recruit you to contest election at the state level. But at the local government level, let everybody go and prove themselves the way they can work. So by that, our people will be free. Otherwise, the same governor that we are trying to take the local government away from will still be the chairman of the party at the state level. He will sponsor people to run for election at the local government, and they will still be reporting to him. And before you realize it, you have not solved the problem. They may not get the money directly, but they will control events and activities of the local government from the state government office. That is it for now.
So would you say that corruption will be reduced at the barest minimum if independent candidates were introduced at the local government level?
Yes, it will be reduced, because every candidate will be independent of the political party's machinery. People can deal with that candidate if it's corrupt. They can remove him without any political party helping him to be there. He will be judged solely for his own activities, whether he can work hard or do well or not. But when you attach it to the same political party, you have to go through political process. The governor will step in, the chairman of the local government will step in, they influence all their connections. You know what happened? You don't get justice. When the case is taken to court, it will be adjourned for a very long time. But when it's an individual, he has no political party or political string to pull to delay judgment. And besides, everybody in the local government now, they will be answerable to EFCC. The chairman of the local government does not have immunity, like the governor. You understand? So he can be arrested if he's corrupt. Anything is levied against him, the EFCC can come and get him and take him away. EFCC cannot get the governor. That's why they have to postpone everything about it to the end of his term. Look at what happened with Governor Yahaya Bello now. The case went to court, they adjourned it, and you may not hear anything for the next 6, 7, or 2 years. Because of what? Immunity and all the strings of political parties around it. But individual, if you allow them to run for election in local government as an independent candidate with no immunity whatsoever to the chairman or anybody there, I think they will do well. Corruption will be reduced.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. The last speaker spoke excessively on what he has done, which is very commendable. We cannot get the best out of our constitution if we are not ready to test everything up to the Supreme Court. If we stop at so many things could have changed in Nigeria if we didn't stop at Federal High Court. If you lose a case at the federal, you go to Court of Appeal. From Court of Appeal, you go to Supreme Court. Then it becomes a precedent that has to be followed. It also requires active participation by citizens like Mr. Dr. Unobi on what you have done, which is commendable. And many things, that is how America fine-tunes most of their system. They test everything. The Constitution, when it was written in 1789, was not perfect. Some amendments took place, and it's still going on. It's an ongoing process. Democracy is not something you just write the Constitution, you go and sit down. You'll be looking at all the fine prints, everything that can be done to make it work. And that's what was done yesterday with that Supreme Court statement, so that they can be clearer, because so many people can interpret the Constitution in so many ways. But when the Supreme Court now says this is the way it's supposed to be done, and you have a willing president that we must always be, we can't say because we voted for him or because we love him, we just allow him to just derail us. No, we have to call him to order every minute. Not that we hate him or we don't like him or we didn't vote for him. What must be primary to us is the love of our country, that's the best for Nigeria at all times. But if the Supreme Court that we have is unable to listen to us to interpret the Constitution the way it's supposed to be interpreted, like I said before, the Supreme Court judgment now expose the local government. For example, I'll give an example in Ogun State, my own state in Ogun State. Some local government chairmen, when they went to the governor to talk about the allocation that was being diverted, they did it by prostrating. They were prostrating. They doubled, like Yoruba would say, they were on their floor begging the governor to give them the allocation. And the man, the chairperson, the head of the group that led them to meet the governor, they sent him away from the party in Ogun State just about 7 months ago. If you can Google it, you will find it there. This is how powerful the governors are. And another thing that must be dismantled is that Ministry of Local Government. The Ministry of Local Government in each of the states must be removed, so that they don't have anything to do with what is going on, in addition to independent candidates running for office. Because those governors, they are the head of the political party in their state. If you allow them to run, if you run for election in local government under their party, you are still under them. They will destroy your political career and you can't grow. So we need something that will totally free the local government through the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court needs to go, they need to go further. They need to go further in explaining or explanation of the Constitution, what the governor and the state and the local government must do and must not do. So that any governor that they found to have interfered into the affairs of the local government should lose that stupid immunity. There is no immunity for a governor in America here. There's no immunity for a governor in America. We don't need a governor that has immunity. That's why they are corrupt. And like Senator, the former governor of what they call it, of Edo State, the now senator, a former labor leader, Adam Oshiomhole. He said it, and there's no. Former vice president, there is no consequence for anything you do in Nigeria. You know, if you are corrupt, the case will go to court. They will adjourn it for 2 years or 3 years, or ask you to pay a bail of about 50 million for a crime of 50 or 5 billion. And what happened? They put the case away. After some time, nobody will even remember it, because somebody else will have committed a stronger crime than your own. And so nobody will remember your own anymore. And that's why we don't have consequence for anything we do in this country. But the beauty of the judgment of the Supreme Court was that the chairman of the local government does not enjoy any immunity, and EFCC can go after that person. So that would probably be the only thing I can take away from that judgment. Thank you very much.
I appreciate your contribution. Chief Sowunmi, your final thoughts.
Thank you so much for this discussion and everybody that has participated in it. The last speaker mentioned something about in INEC or at the state level. If we cannot trust the INEC at the state and at federal level, why don't we have something like that at the local government level, so that they can run their election themselves, independent of the state government? Otherwise, the state government will still make sure that everybody that is going to win that election at the local government, and they are responsible to the local to the state government. And I'm still going to say here, the state, we still need more than just this little freedom for the local government. We need to have what is called incorporation of all the cities or all the towns in a local government, in such a way that each city will have a secretary, and that secretary will be able to organize so many things that will influence the local government election in the state. That's how they do it here in America. So you see, we want to enjoy this piece of democracy, but we don't want to go down the lane, the foundation of it. We are just taking it at the surface. You understand? We need to go down to what we call city police. Because the city police will now manage the laws that will be passed by the local government. If we don't have all those things in place, you want to have a state police, which is what they are asking for now. Police to manage the affairs of the state. So when the local government passes a law that the governor of the state does not recognize, the police will ignore it. It's the same thing that we're having at the federal level. That's why Boko Haram or people who are killing people in the east or in the west or in the something, they get away with so many things. Because the federal police does not show interest in getting to them. So when we have state police, which we are all fighting for now, you know what's going to happen? The state police will only implement the law that the state governor recognizes, not what the state government wants. I wrote a book called The Vultures and the Vulnerable. Inside that book is a page on the state and the city police, on how we can do it. So we need to take it to the local government level, that every village or every town must be incorporated as an entity that can be managed and be accountable to the people. So we still have a long way to go. The Supreme Court the judgment is just the beginning. There is a way we still need to go down the lane to be able to get it done. Thank you very much.